Hello, everyone. This is your friend, Tom Moore, coming at you live from the Spyderco Millie Club. And I haven't done this for a minute. I haven't done live sharpening for a little bit. It's a little something, a little extra stress when I sharpen, so I haven't done it for a minute, but I figure it's time to get back on going. I have one of my own personal knives to sharpen today, and I really like this steel. It's a 15V Spyderco Military 2. This is a factory second one. I got it from the Oregon Knife Collectors Association show in Eugene, Oregon last week. And it's a second because it's pretty obvious. I didn't even realize it at first. I thought that was just the way it was. But the words are not engraved at the right spot. They're not here, they're here. So that's why there was a whole box of these for seconds, and they were 130 bucks. So I bought two, I sold one, and this one's going to be my keeper. It's denoted to be a second because it's got a little notch right there next to the jimping. That's how you can tell a second. If it doesn't have a box, always make sure if you're buying a knife, if it does have a notch, you know about it. Just take a little picture of the jimping. Today we're going to use my TSProf K03, but I got some new shit on it, some new cool stuff. Check it out. These clamps, these are the quick clamps from TSProf. They just sent them to me to check out. They are excellent so far. I've gone through several iterations of different clamping setups with my sharpening. These ones, they're not perfect for every situation, but so far what I've used them for, they just are awesome. They clamp so firmly and quickly. So we're going to use these clamps today. And I guess we can get this thing set up. So these clamps, you can loosen them and tighten them like this. And then when you get it pretty tight, you just pop this tab back down. So we're going to load the Military 2 in here. I'm going to load it on the flat grind. I'm going to get it kind of not all the way down. I'm just going to try to get it kind of lined up right now. So to line up a Spyderco with a flat grind line like this, it has a ricasso with the flat grind line right there. What we're going to do to get it where we want it in the clamps is we're going to take a stone. We're going to take a stone, put it at the heel, and see how that lines up. It needs to be parallel with the stone, and right now it's pretty damn close actually. It's actually really close to being perfectly parallel. So like right there is a good position. The stone won't hit that. If you don't line it up and take that to account, you'll have a bad day. So we're going to clamp it right where it is. Let's tighten it down one more notch. We're going to pop the quick clamp. This one is pretty tight. I typically use chamois cloth in the jaws of these sharpeners, but with these quick clamps, they clamp solidly on the steel really well. So we're not going to use chamois cloth on these. They work well without it. Okay, first things first, put Sharpie on the edge. Since we're doing a Spyderco with a flat grind line, we're not going to use electrical tape. We're going to use that flat grind as like a bumper for when we do the heel. That's why we have to be lined up correctly. So let's start this with the Axa cube, this really cool built-in angle cube. We're going to drop it down to 17 degrees. I don't know it's going to be 17 degrees, but that's always the best place to start because a lot of times it is. It's where it's supposed to be at. And before I make any strokes and forget about this, we're going to adjust the stops so I don't run up on the blade. always check your stops. Make sure stone can't go up on your blade face. And this one has spring stops, so it's kind of fun to bounce off of them a little bit. Okay, now let's check where this edge is at. We're at 17 degrees. We're hitting the leading edge. We're not too far off, but we're not right on, but we're hitting the leading edge, which I'd prefer to do than to hitting the top of the bevel, so it's easier to profile an edge that way. This side, close enough. And this side, we're kind of hitting the top of the bevel. This is pretty common, where one side's a little bit off either way. So we're going to kind of go with 17. We're going to say that's probably a good average angle. If I go higher on one way, it will offset and be the opposite the other way. So I think we're good at 17 degrees. Let's go up a little bit. Alrighty. Why am I upside down? I don't know, dude. This is just how I sharpen, man. I don't know. It looks bright side up to me. Thank you for joining me, Cliff. This is actually the TSProf K03. It's I started with KME. That's what I learned how to sharpen on. This is a big beast compared to the KME, though. This thing is huge. Okay, I'm gonna start sharpening. Get all the Sharpie off. Now, 15V steel is not something you really need to be too afraid of. It is a hard steel, but if you are using diamond or CBN stones, you shouldn't have a problem sharpening it. Just like anything else. Steel's hard, but diamonds are harder. So right now all I'm doing is trying to get rid of all the Sharpie off the edge. It's coming off pretty well. Looks like we're going to have some work to do at the tip, which is pretty typical. The tip's going to look like that, where the top half of the bevel still has Sharpie on it. So we're going to have to grind away to get that to be even if we want this to look nice. And we got the heel. Same thing at the heel. We're going to grind the heel out. And yeah, go from there. Okay. Pushing the stone all the way up against the flat grind, not pushing it hard, but using it as a guide to get to the very, very end of the heel. I'm twisting my stone just a little bit to put pressure on the outside edge to eat the heel all the way up. And then when you're done with that, you're going to have most likely a little divot area that you'll need to work in front of the heel about 1/4 of an inch, 3/8 of an inch in front of it. There'll be a little area that will need a little bit of extra grinding to make it all look even, like that. So this is how quickly this is coming together. This was needing just a little bit of reprofiling. We got a nice burr. We got the heel kicked out. A little bit more work to do on the tip, and then we'll flip it. We don't want to spend too much time on one side of a knife. We have a burr. Don't want to keep on making it bigger and bigger and bigger. So we'll work this tip a little bit. Use my finger underneath the tip as a guide so I don't roll it. I'm just trying to get rid of all the Sharpie. There's a little bit of Sharpie left. I'm just going to keep on grinding on it. And I'm doing that by doing strokes that are perpendicular directly into the edge. And then I'm doing leading strokes where I'm doing the opposite. I'm blending it all together. Now, all I'm trying to do is get the very top of this bevel to not have Sharpie on it, and this is kind of that's how you have to do it. Okay, we're basically there. Got a nice burr throughout most of the edge, not so much in the middle. Okay, let's flip it. I like to be able to see a visual burr. I can definitely feel it. So 15V, that's one of my favorite characteristics about it, is when you sharpen it, it's really easy to get a burr. It's really obvious. It sticks out. It's fast. It doesn't take a lot of strokes to get one to come up. This side's tip looks a little bit better. This is pretty typical. It's the presentation side tip always needs more work than the clip side tip, which is lucky because clip side tips are a lot more awkward to do. You can't really see what you're doing. You're kind of doing them blind. But this side's tip's good now. A little bit of reprofiling. Grind up in the heel. Yeah, so the show that I got this knife at, the Oregon Knife Collectors Association show, Eric Glesser comes to the show, and if you went to the show, you'd understand why I think that's interesting. Is because it's not like a big show for like vendors. But Spyderco always comes to the show. Eric's always come to the show. It's just a little bunch of old dudes with folding tables, like showing off their wares. And Spyderco makes an appearance there. I missed Eric this year. He had to run to Japan on Saturday, and I was sick on Friday, so I didn't get to go down. But he brings all these seconds, and they're just such good deals. And there's basically nothing wrong with them. This one is purely the laser engraving on the presentation sides, about a ½ inch from where it's supposed to be. But it's a perfect knife other than that. Okay, so all the Sharpie's gone. I'm going to check for a burr. We got a burr. The steel is great. It's super fast to sharpen. So we're going to check out our heel, make sure we got it ground all the way we like it, nice and tight. So this heel's all the way ground tight up there. We got a burr both ways, so we've apexed the edge. So now we're sharpening. So now I'm just going to give it one more pass to clean this up. Make sure we got all the Sharpie gone. Just have a little bit of work to do towards the tip. Just a little bit of marker still showing. And this is purely cosmetic. You don't need to do these tips like this. It does bother me if I don't. You get them to be totally matching the sheen of the bevel. There we go. We got it. Okay, take a look at the edge. Looks good to me. That's all I have to do is get rid of the Sharpie. Yeah, this feels terrific. It holds an edge forever. It's easy to sharpen. It's got a cool logo on it. It's heat treated by a cool guy that really cares about how this is to be used as a knife and the properties that heat treating can bring out for sharpenability. He actually cares about. Okay, all done. Switching to 400 grit Halfstone premium CBN stone. The Oregon Knife Show, it was fun. It was unfortunate I missed the beginning because I was sick on Friday. I missed a good dinner with a bunch of important, fun, cool people. But I had fun hanging out at the Spyderco booth and cutlery shop and Lynch booth. It was a good time. It's not exactly like the Blade Show experience or anything, but it was a good time. So 400 grit now. We're just going to kill the burr and kind of smooth up the scratches. At 400 grit with these Halfstone premium CBN stones, it's like a 600 grit finish like on a KME. It's really nice looking. It's really sharp. It's aggressive. This is where I like to stop my edges at, is this stone for my personal knives. That's it. You really, after you're done with your profiling stone, everything's looking legit. You should be spending very little time on your other stones. You're just trying to get the scratches out and give it a quick pass or two. I think I spend too much time doing this stone. I don't spend that much time at all. Now we're just going to make sure all the scratches line up. Make sure everything looks nice and even through the edge in the light. Just aesthetically, that side's good. Okay, all done. And the clamps. Pop these quick clamps up. I mean, it does save time. That's not the coolest thing about these, though. It's just the ability to clamp super hard, but it is super fast. Just handy. Okay, got my strop out with some gunny juice on it. We go 12 micron. I think people strop with too low a micron. I don't know if it makes a big difference, but like I'm stropping with like a micron that's relatively close to where I want my next stone to be, not like 1 micron, which would be way finer grit than where we're at. So wiped off the edge. I'm going to find the angle, pushing into the leather while tilting up. Find the angle. That's where it is, right about there. You'll feel it when it's nice and flat on the bevel. And we're just trying to take any burr off that's still there. Just a couple quick passes. Not much pressure. Just trying to make sure that there's nothing that's going to snag on the paper. Okay, that's it. I got a piece of paper to test it on. I mean, it's not impressive. It's nothing really super cool. It's just slicing paper, but it's nice. It's aggressive. It cuts. It bites right into the paper. Obviously, there's no chips since it was new from the factory, but it cuts and it looks good, and it's got no heel. Cool knife. This will be a fun user knife for me to actually leave with these scales on and actually do silly stuff with it. Oh, gotta get the Sharpie off. So when you're done, whenever I clean stuff up to send back, I always get on every knife that I send back, I use a magic eraser. Sometimes I use EDCI to give it a little spray down, but I gotta get all the remnants of the Sharpie off that are right above the bevel. You can use alcohol, you can use, I don't know, other stuff, but I find using the magic eraser, I clean everyone's blade up and it makes it look nice and it gets the marker off pretty easily. Just be careful not to slice your finger, so don't push into the blade because it will cut you. I get cut doing it all the time. I'm going to wipe it dry with a chamois cloth. And boom, we're all done. And that's how you do it. Pretty cool knife and pretty cool that Sean got to develop the steel, and it's sharp. It sharpens up well. It sharpens up fast. Well, thank you all for joining me. That was a fun little sharpening session, and I'll have to start doing this again more often. I've got a lot of stuff in. If you're interested in getting anything sharpened, please hit me up. I only have like 2 more knives in front of me, so I need some work. So hit me up. I'll sharpen your knife on video if you want, and it'll be cool. Anyway, my name's Tom. At Thomas O. Moore on Instagram is the easiest place to hit me up at if you need me to sharpen for you or just want to check out my stuff. Join the Spyderco Millie Club, the best Facebook group on Facebook. That's right. It's the best one. It really is. And you should come join it and have fun with us there. Anyway, it was a good time. Happy Easter. Happy 420. Peace out.